Hey, what's up, peeps and ponies? It's Burbrony here, and this is my first ever One Piece card game video. And what we're going to do is I'm going to do a deck profile on basically one of the decks I built using two sets. So basically, it's the OP06 and OP07, which are the two most recent. And the leader we're going to use for this deck is Vinsmoke Reiju, which is a 5,000 power leader that started off with 4 life. And on your turn and once per turn, when a Dawn card on your field is returned to your Dawn deck, draw 1 card. So basically, a Dawn card looks like this, which basically adds 1,000 power to one of your characters or your leader. And we're going to do a 50 card change up. So some of the cards in this deck can be swapped with another few cards. So for example, I can swap out 3 cards for like another 3 cards. And starting off the deck profile for the first set, which is OP06, we're having 3 Kaya, which is a 1 Dawn cost for a 0 power, and it can counter for 2,000. And on play, you draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards from your hand, which basically means discard 2 cards. And that's basically it. And then the next 4 cards is Vinsmoke Sora, which is a 1 Dawn cost, 0 power, counter for 2,000. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand. So let's just say discard for anybody who's new to One Piece. And if you want me to, I will do a video in the future on how to do the gameplay for One Piece. And if you like and subscribe this video a lot. So on play, you may trash 1 card from your hand if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or less than the number of on your opponent's field. Add up to 1 type of the Vinsmoke family type character card with 4,000 power or less from your trash to your hand. So basically it looks for anything with a power of 4,000 or less for the Vinsmoke family. The next 4 cards we have is what we call the baby version, and it's Vinsmoke Reiju, a 2 Dawn cost, 2,000 power, counter for 1,000 character that says activate main, Dawn -1, which means you may return the specified number of Dawn cards from your field to your Dawn deck. So basically that would be 1 Dawn to the Dawn deck. And if your leader has the Germa66 type, play up to 1 Vinsmoke Reiju with a cost of 4 from your hand or trash. So basically you could play it from your hand, like basically like this, or you could play it from your discard. And next we have another one, which we have 3 of Vinsmoke Yanji, a 2 Dawn cost, 2,000 power, counter for 1,000 character that says activate main, Dawn -1. So basically it does the same thing. Oh, and I forgot to say that you may trash this character. And it says if your leader has the Germa66 type, play up to 1 Vinsmoke Yanji with a cost of 4 from your hand or trash. So basically the same as Vinsmoke Reiju, except it's Vinsmoke Yanji. And then the next card we have is the baby is 4 copies of the baby Vinsmoke Niji, which is a 3 cost, 3000 power, counter for 1000 character. And same thing as the Yanji and the Reiju, but it looks for a 5 cost Vinsmoke Niji. And then we have 2 copies of Charlotte Pudding, which is a 4 cost, 4000 power, counter for 1000 character. On play, your opponent returns all cards in their hand to their deck and shuffles their deck. Then your opponent draws 5 cards. So there's a difference between Magic the Gathering, Lorcana, and One Piece. Well, there's a similarity with Lorcana and Magic, where you draw 7 cards for your hand, whilst for One Piece, for your opening hand, you draw 5 cards. And then the next card we have is 3 copies of Miss Double. Let me try that again. Miss Doublefinger, which is a 4 Dawn cost, 4000 power, counter for 2000 character, and says on play you may trash 1 card from your hand and add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So basically, resting means turning anything vertical like this sideways. And that's that. Oh, and she also has a trigger where it says Dawn -1 to play this card. So basically, some cards have triggers where if it's in your life and you draw the card with a trigger, you activate that trigger. And then we have 4 copies of the baby Vinsmoke Ichiji, which is a 4 cost, 4000 power, counter for 1000 character that says activate main Dawn -1. You may trash this character. If your leader has the Germa 66 type, play up to 1 Vinsmoke Ichiji with a cost of 7 from your hand or trash. So basically the same as Niji, Yanji, and Reiju. And then we have the big version of Vinsmoke Reiju right here, 4 copies. And it's a 4 power, or not 4 power, 4 cost, 5000 power, counter for 1000, and on play, if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or less than the number on your opponent's field, and you have 5 or less cards in your hand, you draw 2 cards. So basically, if you have like 4, 3, 2, if you have like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 cards in your hand, you get to draw 2 cards. And if your opponent's Dawn is the same or more than your opponent's. So if you have more Dawn cards than your opponent, the effect doesn't trigger. And then the next card we have is 3 copies of Vinsmoke Yanji, the big Vinsmoke Yanji I meant, which is a 4 Dawn cost, 5000 power, counter for 1000 character, and it says if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or less than the number on your opponent's field, this character gains 1000 power. And he's a blocker. So basically, I'll tell you the rules when I do the gameplay of One Piece. So that's that card. Then we have 4 copies of the big Vinsmoke Niji, which is a 5 Dawn cost, 6000 power, counter for 1000. And on play, if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or the number less than the number on your opponent's field, choose one. You can either KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less, which means knock them out, and put him to the discard. Or return up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less to the owner's hand. So that is pretty decent for a 5 cost if you're playing the Reiju deck. And then we have 4 copies of the big Vinsmoke Ichiji, which is a 7 cost, 7,000 power character, no counters whatsoever. And on play, if the number of Dawn cards is on your field is equal to or less than the number on your opponent's field, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn, and this character gains Rush, which is basically it can attack the turn they are played. And then the next card we have is 2 copies of Vinsmoke Judge, an 8 Dawn cost, 8,000 power character, no counters, and on play you take away 1 Dawn from your field, and you may trash 2 cards from your hand to play up to 4 Germa 66 type cards, character cards, with different card names and 4,000 power or less from your trash. So basically, if you had all 4, which were Reiju, Yanji, Niji, and Ichiji in your trash, you can play those cards for free. And activate main, and once per turn, you Dawn -1 to rest up to one of your opponent's Dawn cards, which is pretty decent if they're playing aggro. Then we're playing 2 copies of Germa 66, which is a 1 Dawn cost event with a main ability saying look at the top 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 card with a type including Germa other than Germa 66 and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. And it has a trigger that says draw 1 card, which is decent in a way. And then the last card type we have in the OP06 version is called Kingdom of Germa, which is a 1 Dawn cost stage that says activate main. You may trash 1 card from your hand and rest this stage to look at the top 3 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 card type with a type including Germa and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So that's all the cards for that deck. Now, I'm going to tell you which cards you're going to add for the OP07 version and what cards to replace for those cards. So first off, we're playing 4 of Gina, which is a 1 Dawn cost, 0 power, counter for 2,000 character from the Foxy Pirates that says on play, if your leader has the Foxy Pirates type and the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or less than the number on your opponent's field, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. So it doesn't really matter with that, because basically it just doesn't do the ability. And then the next type we have is Tony Chopper, which is a 2 Dawn cost, 0 power, counter for 1,000. It is a blocker, which is a good thing. And on play, if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or less than the number on your opponent's field, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So that's really good. And then the last card that we're going to add to the deck is Porch from the Foxy Pirates, which is a 3-cost, 5,000 power character, no counters at all, and on play, you take away 1 Dawn and look at the top 5 cards from the top of your deck and reveal up to 1 Foxy Pirates type card and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order and play up to 1 purple character card with 4,000 power or less from your hand. So it could be any of the Vinsmokes or the Gina or the Chopper. And the cards we're going to replace out of the main deck would be, give me 1 second to get it. It would be the 3 big Vinsmoke Yanjis. It would be the 3 Miss Doublefingers. And then the 3 baby Vinsmoke Yanjis. And the 3 Kayas. And yes, I have an alt-art version of Kaya, as you can tell right there. But those are the 3 or the 4 cards that you're going to replace for those 3 right there, because the deck has to be 50 cards in total plus 10 Dawn cards, so that's actually supposed to be 60, because you have 10 Dawn cards to play with and then 1 leader, so basically the whole deck is 61. And that is it. So I will do a gameplay video of playing this deck in another video, and I will show you how it works, and I'll show you how it works later. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.